Hello guys, and this is 30 Questions with Dave. So welcome to a new adventure. So welcome guys. I thought I'd do something a bit different today. It's been a while since I've done this sort of video where I'm in the video, but I've been speaking to a few of my Disney friends online, and I've come up with a few ideas for now and the near future to take my channel in different directions. So I've got a couple of friends, Laura and Jody, over at Jody and LoraLife, and they've sent me 30 questions through to answer. So if you're interested in getting to know me and you want to know more, feel free to shoot 30 questions over to me. Just head on over to Instagram, DisneyDVlogs, or you can come over to Facebook and type in DisneyDVlogs. I'm there also, and shoot those questions across, and I will make a video and you will be shouted out, put in the description, and the video put at the end. So without further ado, let's start the questions. So, Dave's 30 questions. Number 1, where are you from? Well, originally I was born down in Watford, but that was when I was a little tiny baby, and I was there less than a year apparently, and then we moved to York for about a year, and then about, I think I were in Leeds for about 15 years or so, until I moved down to Derby in the United Kingdom, and I've been here for about 13 years now. I think it's coming up to 14 years, so I'm nearly a fully fledged Derby citizen. Number 2, where did you grow up? I just answered that question. I grew up in Leeds originally, and in a, well, I'd say a small little town area called Belial. Shout out to all my Belial friends. Number 3, are you married? No, I am not married. I'd like to get married, but yeah, I suppose it takes two to do that. Do I have kids? This was like 2 questions in one. That's cheeky. Kids, yes I do. I have a daughter and she's called Ellie. You will see her throughout my Disney World vlogs and in future videos. She's just turned 11 today actually, so happy birthday Ellie. Number 4, dog or cat person? Both. I have both cat and dogs. I have 2 dogs, one called Charlie, he's a chocolate Labrador. I have a lab cross, so many different other things, Hand 57 called Oscar, and he's a little bugger. And I have 4 cats. I used to have 5, but one of them sadly passed away, Jem, a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I also had a bearded dragon, and he was old and passed away as well. But I plan to get a snake soon, so that'll be quite cool. Number 5, do you have any siblings? Yes I do. I have a brother and sister. My brother's a couple of years younger than me, my sister a few more than that. My brother was in the army. He served from school and he left last year to pursue a career in the casino. And my sister lives in Chesterfield and she works at the new Balls of Morrison's. So if you're from that area and you see her, make sure you say hello. Number 6, favourite movie? Well, anybody that knows me personally will know this, but it's Titanic, and it always has been and always will be. I'm a huge Titanic fan, not just because of the film, but because of its history and, you know, all the people that was on it. So yep, always been my favourite movie. Number 7, favourite music? Now, is it the genre or what I listen to? So I like rock music, and my favourite band is at the minute Starset. My favourite band of all time is Fighter Star, but they went on sort of like a side project because they couldn't sustain the band due to cost, and the lead singer Charlie Simpson has gone back to his original pop band Busted. So yeah, I also like many other genres as well. I like orchestral stuff. I like strings. I like making music. So we'll get to that question further down. Number 9. Oh no. Number 8. Best thing about yourself. The best thing about myself. That's a hard one, that is, actually. I'm very creative. I like being creative, and I'm very particular when I do so. I like everything to be perfect, the way that I'd expect it to be if I was a person on the other side looking out in. So yeah, if that makes sense. Number 9, worst thing about yourself. Again, it's another hard question. Worst thing about myself. I'm overly protective of what's mine, and sometimes that can get me into a bit of bother. Actually, pretty much all the time, to be fair. I'm very sort of over the top sometimes as well. If I'm passionate about something and the way that I feel about something, then I'm always going to voice my opinion. And that's another thing as well. I'm very opinionated, and some people don't like that, but like, that's who I am. That's how I've been brought up. I'll say what I think. I'm straight down the line. If you don't like it, then tough. Number 10, favourite drink. Coke. I've actually got my Coke here right now. I love it. It's bad for me. It's bad for my teeth. It makes you fat, but I absolutely love it. Literally, you can get addicted to this stuff. When I went over to America, which you'll see in some of my Walt Disney World vlogs, right at the beginning I talk about how cheap Coke is over there, because in the UK they've added a sugar tax now, so everything's so expensive. So when I went to America, it was like, wow, all this Coke so cheap, so I just like bought loads of it, cans and bottles. What would your last meal be? I'm a sucker for enchiladas. They're my favourite food. I also like a good Indian, and anybody that lives in Derby, I go to Baltic International. It's absolutely fantastic, expensive but really nice and worth it. So I'd say probably the enchiladas, because the takeaway is a bit different in it. So yeah. Favourite movie or book? I think we had the favourite movie one. Does it have to be a movie that's a book? And people might think this is a bit stupid, but I was always a fan of the Twilight Saga. I still watch it now. I know it's aimed at a more probably girl, teen sort of audience, but Stephanie Meyer, that wrote the books, did a fantastic job, to be fair, and it came out really well on screen. Now, if it had been R-rated, it'd have probably been a lot better, but obviously they made it child friendly so everybody could watch it. So I'd say Twilight probably, and I hope that if they remake it like they're thinking of doing, or maybe continuing the story, then I hope they do that soon. 13. Why did you start vlogging? Very good question, actually. I don't know, I watch a lot of videos on YouTube. I spend a lot of my time on the computer because I do sort of coding and stuff, so I watch a lot of videos. And when we decided that we were going to go to Walt Disney World, we started watching the Tim Tracker. Now, I'd seen him originally and Lucy started watching him, and I was like, oh no, I don't like him. And I was watching Adam the Woo, and it's quite funny because Adam and Tim are good friends. And then I started watching Tim, and I actually were like, oh, he's not too bad, this guy. So he put up an episode about his cameras and what he had. At this point, I think it was the Mark II, and I've got the Mark III. But the reason being is, whilst we was on holiday in Disney World, my Mark II stopped working. So we sent it back and we got a refund, and the Mark III reduced in price. I think it happened over Black Friday or something. So we got the Mark III, which has like YouTube Live on it and some extra features. So yeah, cut long story short, it was because of the Tim Tracker, really. I enjoyed what he does. I think it's really informative, and that's what I want to do. I want to bring some information based stuff to my YouTube channel for other people to watch, but also a fun element to it as well, doing different things and showing people different places, reviews, stuff like that. So I've got so much planned for the future, and we're heading back to Walt Disney World in 2021 for the hopefully the 50th anniversary. So keep your eyes out for that, guys, because I'll be planning that real soon. Where did we get to? Favourite Disney park? By far, Animal Kingdom. Now, when I walked in there and I saw that tree, I was absolutely amazed. I mean, like, I'm into like conservation and animals, and just being in sort of the outback sort of thing. I'd love to go to Africa, but going into there and seeing that, but also Pandora and how incredible it is, and the rides in there, it's definitely Animal Kingdom for me. And I don't think, even if Disney was to open another park, nothing would come close, honestly. I even think the tree's better than the castle. Number 15. How many countries have you visited? Not many. I think 2. Florida and Spain. I haven't been that far, to be fair. But I have got quite a few places I want to go in the world. And if you're interested, I'd like to go to Italy and Rome, Australia, Japan, and a few other places here and there around the world. Switzerland sounds quite nice. So yeah. Do you play an instrument? Yes, I do. I play guitar. I have done since I was about 12 years old, and I'm self-taught, and I write and play music. So I can also play drums. Pretty much, once you get your head fairy around music, you can pretty much play any instrument. The only thing I don't think I've played is like sort of like violin or cello or something, but that'd be quite interesting to do in the future. But yeah, I do play an instrument, and I enjoy playing it when I get out. I haven't done for a while, to be fair, and I've been recently started writing some music. The vlogging's kind of taken over, so yeah, with work and everything and moving a house very soon, it gets pretty hard to fit everything in the day because there's not enough hours. Favourite thing about the UK? This is question 17. Favourite thing about the UK? Probably say the people. And why I say that is because, well, yeah, the people and the monarch as well, because I think we're the only country now that has like the Queen, royal family and all that, and I think when times are tough, England pull together as a whole. And I know we're not that big compared to some countries in the world, but I think the people definitely make our country what it is, and you know what we stand for around the world. So yeah, I definitely think the people are awesome. 18. Best meal in Disney World. It's really hard because I have 2. and we were talking about this just a week ago actually, because we started like talking about what we might go back to and this, that and the other. So one of those was at the Brown Derby in Hollywood Studios, and it's not a cheap meal. It was quite expensive, but it was worth every penny. It was really, really nice, and if you go to my channel you can find that. And the food was absolutely amazing. The other one was in Be Our Guest, Magic Kingdom, and that meal was again expensive but absolutely incredible. The experience of it was great, and I'd definitely do it again in the future. So who knows, I might go back there in 2021. 19. How many times have you been to Disney? Once. 2019 August September time was the first time I'd been to Disney, and the reason being is because I grew up in a family where I only had one parent, and my mum used to work hard, and we used to get everything that we wanted, but I don't think we ever got to a point where we could afford to go there. So when me and Lucy were talking about where we'd like to go in the world, because we'd never been out of the country together on a proper holiday and we wanted to go somewhere hot, I brought up Disney World, and we did it, and we are doing it again. And we'll probably do it again and again and again. So yeah, many more adventures over in Disney World. Anyway, number 20. Favourite resort? Well, I can't really comment, can I, because I haven't been to that many. I've only been to Art of Animation, and to be fair, the Art of Animation was, for the price, was absolutely fantastic. It was a bed, it were, you know, the room was spacious. We went in the aerial part, which is the valued and cheapest part of the resort. So currently it's Art of Animation. So and I think it was that good that Ellie wants to go back. So I wouldn't mind going back there, honestly. Favourite ride, 21. What, favourite ride in Disney or favourite ride in the world? Favourite ride in Disney, again, I can't really pick because there's two. Pandora in Animal Kingdom, Flight of Passage in Pandora at Animal Kingdom, and Mine Train in the Magic Kingdom. Those rides are amazing, and if you want to go on those rides, I advise that you get reservations because the lines are massive. And soon Tron Legacy will be opening. I think it's next year, but it's pretty soon, and hopefully I'll be going on that as well. I'm not a big roller coaster fan, and I really want to conquer that fear. So I've been on the Corkscrew at Alton Towers. It's not there anymore. I think Rita replaced it, but or the Smiler or something. But I went on that. That was the first roller coaster, proper roller coaster I'd ever been on in my life, and we got on it, and it was near end of the day, and it was raining, and we just kept going around on it. I think me and Lucy's eldest daughter Elizabeth went on it about 5 or 6 times. It was incredible. And then I came back the year after, and it got taken down. So yeah. 22. If there was one skill you would want, what would it be? Skill. Now I want. It depends, because you can learn a skill. So I don't think there's any skill I'd want, because if I want to do something I usually learn. I taught myself how to code. I taught myself how to write and play music. I taught myself how to use Adobe After Effects, Photoshop. You know what I mean? You can learn anything if you put your mind to it. So it's a really hard question, that one. I don't think there's anything I really would want as a skill. Maybe how to write proper English. And you'd think, being in England, I'd know. Some of these are really good questions. Really good. 23. Morning person or night person? I don't always sleep well at night time. I'm more of a night owl. but I can get up in the morning, no problem. I work morning, so if I were to choose, I'd say night person, definitely. I like it at night as well because it's always quiet. I can do what I need to do, and I can concentrate better. I can do everything. Like if I have a mission, I can usually get that mission done in a few hours when it's quiet. So yeah. 24, beach person or what? Landlubbed. Don't know what that means. But definitely beach. Yeah. We went down to Clearwater Beach whilst we're on holiday in Florida, and that was incredible. One of the best beaches I've been to ever in my life. The sand is white and the water is warm, so yeah, incredible. Number 25, Elton John or Queen? Queen, no question about it. I mean, I know who Elton John is, but who even is he? You know what I mean? Queen. And the movie that recently came out, that was incredible as well, and I think that really helped, you know, the popularity of Queen a bit more. So 26, comedy or horror movie? I love my comedy. I like horror movies, but if I were to choose between the two, it'd definitely be comedy. At the minute I'm into people like Jack Whitehall, and I've always liked Lee Evans. He's one of my biggest sort of comedian like idols. So, but I think he's like on a break. He comes back every so often when he's skint. 27. Have you been to other Disney parks? What do you mean? What, like Disneyland, California, and I think that ties into the other question actually. No, we haven't, but Disneyland Paris is on the cards at some point. We have been talking about it, but it's really expensive. So whilst it's closer to us, it'll be cheaper for us to go over to Disney World and spend time there. But I will definitely be at some point going to Disneyland Paris. I want to go to France. Don't judge. 28. If you were stranded on a desert island, name 3 things you would bring. Underwear. It'd definitely be one. Second, my guitar, an acoustic, because I'd be able to keep myself, like, you know, amused, at least. And 3 packs of strings to last me. 29. Do spiders scare you? Yes, I do not like spiders. They are the worst things in the world. They're like, they shouldn't even exist. And the final question from Jody and LoraLife on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and any other social platform that they're on. Favourite comedian? I think we had that question kind of tied into 25 with comedy. My favourite comedian right now is Jack Whitehall, and I will definitely be going to see him at some point. He keeps touring and we will get there eventually, so if I can get some footage of that in the future, I will do indeed. So that's it, that's the 30 questions from Jody and LoraLife. Thank you ever so much for your questions, guys. I really do appreciate it. For anybody else that would like to send me questions, feel free to do so over at DisneyDVlogs, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you will be featured within this channel. And yeah, make sure you join us live on Friday night for a question and answer session with me and my Disney friends, and we will see you in our next adventure. Thanks ever so much, guys, for watching today's video. Stay safe, see you soon, bye. Hey guys, Dave here. Thanks ever so much for watching today's video. If you like what you saw, then please feel free to head on over to my channel, DisneyDVlogs. You can also hit that subscribe button, hitting the notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest in Disney news and other tidbits, and you'll be sure to catch us on our next adventure. Thanks guys.